Yo, Philly 254 living life. Back at it. So today we're taking a look at how well does Atomfall play on the Steam Deck. Now, I don't know why Decky would not record my overlay settings, so I just kind of had to take note of what my settings were, the FPS was, and kind of throw it up there. Now, this is on low settings. Now, as you can see, it played really well on low settings, obviously, but really well, about 55 to 60 plus frames. I say 60 plus because it wasn't like 65 or anything super high. It was like 61, 62, 63. But as you can see, it played really well. So I kind of walked around, strolled to a little enemy camp, and just went in on everybody, kind of see how things worked. And that's what it did dip below the 55 or so settings or FPS. So just kind of see, I'm just throwing some random stuff out there. Don't judge me too hard. And on low, 100% playable. Really well. Looks pretty decent, pretty good on low, on the Steam Deck and everything. And well, you get the full experience, you know. So I just kind of, like I said, ran in here, attacked and everything. Now this is on medium settings. Now when I walk around, I try to look at the grass a little bit, look at the water or whatnot, try to give you an idea how things kind of look on a smaller scale. And medium wasn't too shabby either. You know, it never quite hit that full 60 frames per second, at least in my little test or whatnot, but definitely got well over 50. I say 55, 53, you know, it just kind of was fluctuating a little bit. But a lot of times it's within the 40s, especially when the combat started and I'm being surrounded by enemies or whatnot. We was in the high 40s or whatnot, mid to high 40s. Definitely playable. So medium was definitely pretty good. As you can see, how things are moving around and whatnot. Definitely worth it. Now, while I'm doing this, if you like more stuff like this, go and hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button. Comment in the comments. Let me know what your experience was with Atomfall. You know, from my experience on the Steam Deck, yeah, it was definitely working pretty well on my side of things. Now we're gonna move up to the high settings. That's where we start seeing some roughness. You know, that's when things were kind of a little rough. Frames just from the jump, just moving still, stayed around 30 plus. You know, again, a little bit. You know, may hit 32, 33, but never really nothing crazy. But when things really started moving, especially I started moving into combat situations, that's when frames started dipping below 30. We started getting to 25 or so. May have been like 24, 23, but definitely 25 was usually around the average, 25 and 30. But still, again, if you want to play high, it's definitely still doable. You just gonna have to recognize there's gonna be some little dips. I imagine deeper in the game when things get maybe y'all know there's a lot of explosions or whatnot, it may be a little worse. I'm not sure 100%. I just got the game yesterday. Give me some slack. But at the very least, in combat situations, I'm being surrounded by enemies, it didn't really get below 25. It was like right around that area. Now, ultra settings, that's a little different. That's where things will start to kind of change up on you. And that's where I would say I probably wouldn't really recommend playing things in ultra settings. I don't know why I say the loading screen here, but hey, it is what it is. But in ultra settings, things definitely rarely got to 30. It was pretty much 20. I think it even dipped, even though I had 20 plus, I think it may have dipped in like, you know, some high teens in the combat situations, but you can already kind of see how it's getting a little jittery. Yeah, it looks pretty good, looks pretty damn good, but things are already a little bit jittery. And because of this, I was kind of I immediately struggled in combat because movement was weird. I'm kind of moving my head back and forth, kind of giving an idea. Just the way things were looking was weird and jittery because frame rate was not consistent. It was not consistently at that 20 plus. So when I say 20 plus, it was 21, 22, 23, but a lot of times it was 20, may have dipped in the 19s and the 17s and 18s, especially in combat. It just got so weird and jittery. I died immediately. So I think I just went ahead and let it ride and so I could do one more run through with the ultra settings, kind of get a good vibe. Because at the time when I did this, it wasn't enough time for me to really get an idea. So definitely I would say combat at the ultra settings is pretty much undoable. But even just walking around is a little weird. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't really enjoy it. So I would say ultra, not a go. If you got some kind of other device other than the Steam Deck, you can definitely try out the ultra settings, but on Steam Deck, not a go for ultra. Now high, if you're willing to kind of sacrifice, some things, you can do some high settings, do some high setting combat, and Medium and low, definitely, you can definitely do that. If you're okay with 30 frames per second, medium. If you want to get the maximum, basically, if you want to get the maximum look while still being playable, medium. At least you be at 30 frames per second. If you want to sacrifice the visuals and just really want to really zoom at 60 plus sometimes, close to 60 every now and then in combat situations, low would be your play. High is if you just really want things to look really good and you're okay with things moving a little slower. I'm not really sure who would want to do that, but it's still definitely playable at high. It's just a little rough. And ultra, just completely unplayable in my experience. Just walking around, things were just, struggling with frame rate wise. Ultimately, I would say Atomfall surprised me how well it played on the Steam Deck. It played much better than I thought it would. Went much higher than I thought it would. Better than some of the other games that are currently listed. So I would say check it out. If you haven't already done so, check it out. If you have, throw it in the comments. Let me know how you feel about it. How was your experience with it? Otherwise, just kind of cruise through and watch some more gameplay. It is what it is. Again, don't judge me. I just got the game, all right? Combat's a little weird. Now, if you like more Steam Deck news, walkthrough, guides, like and subscribe. Cruise through the playlist. And I'm out.
Not there at all. Steady now. Last. You're scuppered.
Don't you go asking for... And soldiers!
Come on, then. Shade. Careful.
You...
Won't get jammed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You've got another.
Let's be having him.
Yeah, tell him. Come on, stop yourself.